Hey guys, and welcome to game number 65 out of 100 of my rematch series against the AI-powered Scrabble bot BestBot. Currently 4 games back, 30 and 34. BestBot quickly opening with Juror for 40, and a little bit of a clunky opening rack here. The U and the V combo, of course, is fairly clunky, so we'll see what we can do with it. Anything from the J? I could play Junto, but EMV not a great leave by any means, so let's keep looking for other options. I could also just play Ovum, I guess, over here. ENT is, of course, a very nice leave, but I would not mind scoring more than 15 points, especially given that BestBot just scored 40. Move here is 25. It's 10 more, but it's a lot riskier with Move taking a D, an R, and an S. And also keeping the U instead of the E is a significant downgrade in terms of leave. So yeah, tough turn here. I guess there's also Vote for 24. MUN leaves as well, a lot to be desired though compared to ENT as a leave. So thinking I'm going to sacrifice the points probably and play Ovum here. But this is already a tricky turn here to start out. There's no clear winner. I don't feel like this is obvious. I think all of those plays are reasonable. I am going to go ahead and play Ovum, though. And it looks like it'll likely pay off, although we'll see, because I don't actually have a 7 here. I do have Interior through the R and Juror. There is no 8 through an M. Yeah, I think Interior is actually my only playable bingo right now, guys. As surprising as that sounds. Nothing through a J or a U or an M, and there's no 7. There's no 9 through an OR, so that is it. So hopefully it stays open. If not, then this is going to be a very annoying situation where I'm going to have to figure out if I want to fish or blow up this rack. It's very tempting to fish. The last thing you want to do when you have retain plus an O is just blow up your rack. But hopefully Interior just doesn't get blocked. Well, it does, but I'm going to have something else now. Yeah, there's several 8s through a D, like Ordinate, Duration, Rationed, and Anointed. Relation Oriental through the L. So I guess a bit of a decision here. The highest scoring play is going to be Ordinate here, but it's terrifying. Putting the A between the double letter and the triple word, also putting the E right above a triple letter. I can get absolutely hammered here by a large number of different tiles. So it might be more sensible to play the same word here. It's 9 less points. That's a lot of points to give up. I guess there's also Interior to this R for 66. But I think at that point I would just sacrifice 3 more and play Ordinate to not open a triple-triple. There's also Deration for 63 as well. I don't see a huge difference between this and Ordinate. I guess I would play Ordinate to not open the S-hook, all else being equal, but it's not a huge deal, really. So yeah, do I want to give up 9 points? I mean, the bot just drew 6 tiles, so it could have anything. I guess the one good thing about this is that if the bot, say, plays through the A, I'll still be able to play under the E and vice versa. So it's a bit of a risk to play like this, right? The whole opening 2 spots strategy can certainly work well, but it can also backfire, because, like, let's say I'm drawing 7 tiles. I could draw anything. If I draw badly and the bot uses one spot and I can't use the other, the bot could also end up being able to use the other spot too. So that's the drawback, but 9 is a lot to give up, I feel like. Especially the bot just drew 6 tiles. Like, it could have drawn badly too. So I'm actually going to go and be aggressive and take the 9 points. We'll see if I regret it. Well, this is the type of draw I was afraid of, and that might make me regret it, because this is not good. And yeah, now the problem is if the bot plays in either of these spots, it's going to be pretty tough for me to use them. I mean, I can play Cage. The leave is awful. The bot plays in neither spot, instead taking Mizzen for 57. Okay, interesting. And I might not even play in either myself, because I don't really want to play Cage and keep A, E, I. That is really bad. How about Gimme for 22? That looks pretty good. ACE is a good leave. That's got to be better than Cage, right? I mean, AEII is so bad. Anything through the R and Jur, Syria doesn't work because of NI. I don't think so. Yeah, there's no double-double. I think Gimme's got to be the play. And I draw Centavo, which I don't think is actually going to go down. Covalent will go down. It's an airball, though, as we like to say. Doesn't hit any premium squares whatsoever, so it's 63 points, but it's still a bingo. If that gets blocked, I have a nice play, too, of Evocator for 48 to this OR. Evocator Overcoat, a pair of 8s. Nowhere for Centavo at the moment. This also plays through this A. If for whatever reason I decide to play there, if Covalent is blocked. Well, now I have Centavo and Aero, so that's got to be the play. Very thankful that Aero is now valid, because if not, I would have to leave this very scary spot open. So, big break there. I retake the lead, but it's still early. There's still 2 blanks and 4 S's left, guys, so a lot can happen. I did play Gimme in a somewhat risky spot, it's worth mentioning, stopping one before a double word. I was aware of that, but I figured with so many other spots open already, and the bot does play guys for 40, but yeah, I figured with so many other spots open, I didn't mind creating another spot there too much. And also, double-doubles were not possible, right? With bundled there, the bot couldn't play a 7 ending in an S, so that certainly mitigated the risk a little bit. So I was aware of that, but for those reasons, I decided not to worry about it on the previous turn. Anyway, how about Ganef? 35 points, keeping ERW. That looks solid. Few is surely worse. Yeah, 6 less points. EGOR isn't even much better than ERW, honestly. This also plays an extra tile with those 2 blanks still left. Yeah, I mean, this just, I think, has to be the play. I don't think I have anything good through the Z of Mizzen or anything reaching the E. Yeah, I think Ganef is going to have to be the right play. Let's do it. Treelon through the E. If that stays open. Also, Twangler through the G. So, several playable bingos here, depending on what BestBot does. Hopefully, at least one of them stays open, but we will have to see. Pretty tight game. I am up 28, but 28 is certainly not a lot of points, especially with 2 blanks and 3 S's still unseen. What else is unseen? There is a Q. The Z, the X, and the J are all gone. The pool is maybe ever so slightly vowel heavy, but fairly well balanced. It trades 3. All right, so yeah, Treelon looks like it's going to be the play. I think here, right? That makes it pretty tough for the bot to bingo on the right. Yeah, no good reason to stop one before the double word there, I don't think. I'm not too worried about big plays down the O column here, right? The Q is not going to be able to go on that double letter and make a word, almost certainly. I guess Burka is possible, but it's extraordinarily unlikely. So yeah, this also at least partially blocks the G. I think this is the play. And I pull one of the blanks. The HIIU combo is a bit clunky. Depending on how aggressive I want to be, which is probably not very at this score, Hide here is an interesting play. Setting, of course, Shied up. This could be a great play in some cases, but having a lead with 2 more S's and a blank still left, probably not really a risk I'm going to be eager to take. So probably going to be doing something a little bit tamer like Hyrie for 27 here. Similar score, but not giving anything back. keeping the board nice and tight here. Even with a blank, there's no reason for me to try to force this board open and bingo, right? If neither of us bingo, I'm going to win. I'm up by 93 points here. So this is a good example of when, even if you have a good rack, sometimes when you're up, you're better off just keeping it tight. And having a good rack is still a good thing on a tight board because it allows you to respond well if your opponent opens, or just have flexibility if it goes to an endgame. So yeah, Hyrie looking like a good play right now, but we'll see what BestBot does. Coming off of a trade 3, so it must have some semblance of a decent rack. But I guess time will tell when we see what it comes up with here. And BestBot thinks for nearly its full 3 minutes and comes up with Drainage for 68. Okay, interesting. So it had a great rack. It had Rained plus a blank, and it goes with Drainage. Okay. So now that the score is closer, I'm a bit more intrigued by the possibility of playing Hide, because now I feel like I am up 25, but I could still get outscored, right? There's a big QI spot now. If I play high here, I open a bingo line. I think there's 2 S's left, but even if the bot has an S, there's no guarantee it's going to have a huge play or let alone a bingo there. I feel like there's enough upside that I should probably go for this now. Before the bot just bingoed, there was not really a need to, and it probably would have been needlessly aggressive, but now that the score is closer and I have an S and a blank, I think this is probably warranted aggression. So I'm going to go for it. All right, well, if that doesn't get blocked, then I'm bingoing and the game is more or less over. Many things play here. Silenus, for instance. Lots of options. There's now only 1 S left after I just picked up another, so if the bot has it, I expect it'll use it. If it doesn't have it, then maybe it's going to underlap the H and the G to try to block in some way. Do I have anything else that plays if the bot does play there? I guess that's a question I can try to answer while the bot's thinking. So for instance, something on row 4. See, the problem is I can't end an IES because SA isn't good. The only thing I have that goes above the A right now is the L. Don't think I have anything. But the bot plays WA, so alright, I mean, I just play Silenus, right? Like, it's funny, if there were no S's left, I'd almost consider playing above the HA, because then the bot couldn't use the high hook, but with another S still left and plenty of high pointers, I think I'm better served taking that out. And then even if the bot does bingo above Ha, then I'll probably win most endgames. So, yeah, I don't think Silenus, there's nothing wrong with Silenus positionally, so... it also, I like playing that far up because it obstructs some plays above Wa, maybe even some potential 4 overlap bingos, so yeah, that looks good. It's also tough to overlap with the L not taking a back E, so it's tough to fit a bingo next to there. Let's do it. All right, I did draw the Q, which I was... Wow. Well, so much for my point about Silenus being hard to overlap. Good grief. All right. Wow. Do I just drop the Q while I can? Icky is a lot through that C, potentially. I mean, I'm going to get Q stuck if I don't do this, right? Like, unless I draw the I. I think I got to do it. Honestly. I mean... Icky is 51? I mean, depending on what else the bot has after that, I maybe could still win. Maybe. I just think I gotta drop the Q, right? Again, if I don't, I mean, there's no way I should play Cot here because that empties the bag. I guess I'll have Chi and Cot. I mean, all right, maybe. So if I don't play the Q, though, then what am I doing? I mean, blocking Icky is brutal. There's still stuff like Oki on the bottom right, too. It's just not worth it. And the problem is that I'm going to have to deal with the queue at some point, so I think I should now. While I don't have to empty the bag, right? I mean, this is 32, but I can also do that on my next turn, potentially. I just think if I do this, and then have to drop the queue... Or you know what, though, I could do? I could play Cot here. If I want to block Icky, I guess. Emptying the bag just seems really bad, though, especially against BestBot. Yeah, emptying the bag really just doesn't seem smart. Boy, I was not hoping to have this kind of tough decision. I mean, I don't know for sure. But my instinct tells me I should just drop the queue. I don't think emptying the bag is a good strategy here. Yeah, and if I do this, I do go up 51 points, so that's something. But I mean, I have to waste a turn probably for 11 on my next play. And if the bot has a good out in 2, it should catch me easily. Yeah, I got to drop the queue, guys. That's what I'm doing. Okay. So now it's going to come down to what BestBot does. It's probably going to be thinking for some time. So we will see. If it has Icky, I'm probably in a good deal of trouble. But, I mean, I don't know about Oki on the bottom right. That's considerably less. Yeah, I mean, if it plays Icky, then it's going to be threatening Boast above WAF for a ton on its outplay. As well as on the bottom. Yeah, if it plays Icky, I'm toast for sure. But it might not have Icky. Right? I mean, if the I, the K, or the Y are in the bag, it certainly might not have any of those. So we will have to see. So what are my best plays, though? I guess I should just start thinking about that. I mean, the bot's probably going to be thinking for its full 3 minutes. So, yeah, I mean, FE here. EPOD for 32 as well, keeping FT. None of these plays are going to outrun Icky. Anything next to Treelon? I don't think so. On the right, I mean, Opt. That's not all that good. So, yeah, this is just going to come down to what BestBot does. So, let's wait it out. Okay, not a play we expected. Kayars for 24. So, it clearly didn't have Icky. So, it just drew the I, I guess? Wow, okay. So, it's got Biota. But if I... Wait a second. So, if I play EPOD, then... I've got 8 minutes. Hold on, I don't want to screw this up. Why? Huh, what a weird looking play. I have no idea what it's trying to do. I mean, I'm obviously aware it can go out with Biota, but so I play EPOD, then what's its plan? I mean, I have... Wait, am I... No, I'm not stuck. I've got Fat in 2 spots. Biota, there's no anagram of Biota. It doesn't fit on the right. It's going to need to go out for a lot, too. I mean, it's going to need to go out for 28 to tie me after this. I mean, it must have drawn the eye, surely, when it played Kayars. But why did it not play like Oki or OK or something? I don't really understand that play. That's why I'm like scared I'm missing something, guys, because Kayars is such a weird looking play. I mean, I just know BestBot is going to get that one in the bag right. So, like, all right. I mean, if the bot had the I, is there any reason why it doesn't just play Icky? Like, I don't think so, right? I don't think so. It's 51 freaking points, and it keeps the S. So it didn't have the I, which means it had to draw the I. So that means I had A, B, K, O, S, T, Y. So why didn't it play Oki on the bottom right for more? I mean, it clearly saw something it could threaten with A, B, T, O, and what was that? I mean, taboo with an O draw or something? I don't know. I'm going to be very curious to look at this one after, because I'm very confused what it was going for. I'm also very confused why EPO doesn't just win on the spot. I mean, maybe it does, but I want to convince myself, and I still have 6 minutes, so I'm going to look for at least another minute here to make sure. But yeah, I mean, I don't... Like, where is it going? There's nothing through the C. Kyers doesn't take a front hook. Again, can't overlap tree lawn. Yeah, you know what? I don't need to look anymore. Screw it. I'm doing this. What's... Yeah, okay. I mean, that's fine. So, what was the idea with Kyars then? I'm very confused right now. Let's see. So I won this one, 475, 445, much closer and more stressful at the end than I anticipated or wanted it to be. But why wouldn't you play Icky? Huh? Why would you not play Icky? Are you... Come on, you can't be that scared of giving back Adoptee, right? That's one out... What? How is Icky not... I mean, we know Icky wins if it draws the A, right? It should win if it draws the O, probably, for, like, boots, right? Maybe does it not have another out? I'm going to have to put this into Macondo, but an E feels like it should also win, but maybe it doesn't either? But when does Kyers win? So was it going for an E here then? Oh, it's going for Boite, maybe B-O-I-T-E, or how do you pronounce that word? So is that what it's trying to do? Is it trying to draw an E? Does Icky only win with an A and Kyers wins with an E? Is that possible? Really? So does Kyers win if it draws an E? I will put this into Macondo, but I want to try to figure it out. So, all right. It's down 6. It draws an E. It's threatening Boite in 2 spots. So it's 26 on the top, 25 down below. And then I won't have EPO'd. Okay, that's the key, because I won't have EPO'd, and I'll have had my spot for FE blocked. So then what am I going to do, actually? That's the problem, I guess, for me. Yeah, then, because what's my best play? With ADEFOPT. There's not all that much, I suppose. And I guess the idea is that I can't offload enough tiles for enough points, and the bot is going to win. Is that correct? So how about like Feod then? Next to Treelon, F-E-O-D. So I'm up 6 after Kyars. Feod is 16, 21, 28. I'm up 34. Then Boite on the top right is 26, and it gets 10 for PAT. It wins by 2. Wow. Is Feod the best I can do? It very well might be. Well, I'll put this into the engine, but yeah, it looks like this might win by 2 if it draws an E. And Icky might just lose, because, yeah, Besot I don't think is going to play if it draws an E. That's the problem. Like, if it can't go out after this, I guess I can just go out in 2 and win most cases, being down 21. And an A draw should win, but an O maybe doesn't as well. Because then maybe... Yeah, maybe then if it draws an O, I can play, like, Feed or something. Wow. And it can't go out with boots. As it turns out, Icky would have won because the A was in the bag. So if that's correct, that's actually brutal luck for BestBot. Because it turns out that Icky would have won if it drew an A, even though it might, I'll confirm this, theoretically be a worse play, because there's 2 E's in the bag and just 1 A. So that's actually pretty brutal. But yeah, EPO'd looks like it's got to be best here. Wow. So, all right, we'll look at the rest of the game in a minute. But first, I'm going to put this Kaiar's position into Macondo because I wanted to confirm that indeed Icky only wins 1 out of 8 and Kaiar's does win the 2 out of 8. Let's see if I'm missing something. Alrighty, guys. So as you guys can see, amazingly, Icky is indeed just a 1 out of 8 win. It is the 4th play here, winning just when BestBot draws an A, like we discussed. Kaiar's, and another play we'll look at in just a second here of Yin, allegedly wins when BestBot draws the E. This is, in theory, a better play, because if we go back to the actual game, there are 2 E's in the bag and just 1 A, so of course that means BestBot is twice as likely 2 out of 8 or 25% as opposed to 1 out of 8 or 12.5% theoretically to draw an E. Of course, as it turns out, it drew the A, so a very tough break for BestBot and a lucky break for me, but that happens in Scrabble, guys. Sometimes you make the theoretically best play and you get punished for it when a different option that was theoretically worse would have worked out better in that circumstance. It doesn't mean you messed up. It is just part of the game. But yeah, the other play was absolutely sick here. It's Yin, which sets up Basket and Yins for over 50 points if the bot draws an E. And blocking that play is a massive problem for me, right? Because I'm not going to have any hooks to Yin. So I'm going to have to play something through the eye of Yin. And then the bot can still go out with Basket actually above Wa right here. Of course, the E isn't on the rack, but the bot would play Basket right here. And that would be enough, it seems, to win the game by a couple of points after my best block. So yeah, crazy stuff here. Yin, super hard to see, as is Kaiar's. They are both the best plays, again, winning when BestBot draws the E and only when it draws the E. Unfortunately, BestBot drew the A, which would have been a win after Icky, so a huge break for me there that BestBot's best play happened to result in a loss. Once again, this one ended 445 BestBot, 475 me. Crazy game. Let's now go back to the beginning, since we haven't done that yet, and see what else we can learn from the rest of the game. Bot opens with Juror, clearly best. Yeah, tough opening rack here for me to start. Ovum, I think, is okay. I thought about move. It is 10 more points, which is a lot to give up, but the leave is a lot worse, and it gives back a lot more. Didn't see Venom here, but I don't think there's a good reason to do that. I am fine with Ovum. Bot plays Bundled. Yeah, Ordinate. This was a tough turn. I mean, this is so risky, but again, I figured that at least I opened multiple spots, and 9 is a lot to give up, and who knows what the bot has. So it plays Mizzen. Yeah, it doesn't really... I guess I could play Maze here. But INRR is pretty bad. So it opts to just play Mizzen, keeping both Rs. Very interesting. It thought for a little while here. Yeah, Raise is also worth considering, although 15 is a lot to give up, but it does at least take out one of the spots, and the MINR leave is much nicer than the 2 Rs. Yeah, Gimme looks good. I guess I could just play Gimme like this to not give back the S-hook, but again, the board is already so chaotic at this point, I don't really care about creating a 40-point S-hook that can't result in a double-double. So I think Gimme here is fine to get rid of the extra val, especially because I'm aiming to play through an A, potentially. Bot plays Rax. Super clutch draw here of Centavo. Yeah, Covenant also played through the N. For some reason, I didn't look over there. I had just seen Covalent, but I think... I like to think I would have seen Covenant if the bot hadn't given me a spot for Centavo, which is clearly the best play. Bot plays Guys. Ganef looks best by a lot. Glad I saw that. Bot with 5 vowels in a blank, trades EII, seems sensible. Treelon or Twangler, saw both of them. Yeah, I didn't really... I mean, it's not a huge deal, honestly, to stop one before a double word here, but I think this could still maybe allow some... I guess it doesn't really allow overlaps now that I look for it. I mean, IEN or something is pretty tough to end in, so maybe this is slightly better, actually, to not allow 5s to hit the triple on top and force it to have a 6. So this is actually maybe just as good, but it does not do as good a job at obstructing the G, because now words ending in like AGES could fit, whereas after my placement they're blocked. So I think either one's fine, honestly. Well, whatever I did, the bot was going to bingo. I think Hide was a good call here. And then, yeah, just a freak sequence of events here that I played Silenus, and it did manage to overlap with Capital. Now, it did still have Culpit here for 80, or Capital here. But yeah, so I guess, should I have played Sulkies then? I guess I should have done this. I mean, it's just such a freak thing. Like, the odds that this gets overlapped are so small. But I guess this is where those little things can matter sometimes. I didn't want to play something down here. I mean, this can also get overlapped, right, with a word ending in an I or an O or something, or IA. But I was worried about overlaps on the 3-row, like ending in the S for Shah, that could score a lot. So I wanted to play further up to block those. But I guess Sulkies is even harder to overlap because of the L and the K next to each other. So I guess I should have played Sulkies instead of Silenus. But I mean, the fact that that actually mattered is shocking. And yeah, this turn, I mean, I think I should play Chi. I just don't think emptying the bag is a good idea here. Because again, I know I'm going to go up 50. But remember, my next turn is going to be either Chi for 11 or Cot for 12. So I'm basically going to be going up 60. And the bot's going to have 2 turns, and it's going to get whatever I've left on my rack. Like, that's not enough. Because I'm going to, remember, after ditching the queue, I'm still going to have at least, like, 14 points to give the bot. So the bot's only going to need, like, 60 minus 14. It's only going to need, like, 45 over 2 turns. I mean, Icky is already 51. Many other plays are over 30. It's not going to be that hard. Like, you have to realize here that even though you're going up 50 points, you're almost certainly walking into a losing endgame in most cases. So I think I have to trade the queue. And like we saw, I mean, leaving 1 in the bag really paid off because Icky, the logical play, just so happens from the bot's point of view is not optimal. The optimal play is the play the bot made, either Kairos here or Yin to the N in Trilon, like I said. And yeah, this play amazingly wins if the bot draws the E, but loses if it draws the A, and it drew the A, and I was able to play Epode and win this one. So yeah, wild game, guys. Really, really interesting game. Relieved, to say the least, that I came away with the win. Lucky break there. Again, that BestBot just happened to make an optimal play that turned out to not win in this case. But like I said, that happens. Sometimes you're going to be on the receiving end. Sometimes you're going to be on the playing end of it. And this time I happened to be on the receiving end, which was fortunate. But yeah, very, very interesting game once again, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed it and learned something. Thank you all so much for watching. As always, really appreciate the continued support of my channel. Have a great rest of your day, and I will see you all soon for the next video. Bye-bye.